And my guest tonight will be the president of CBA himself, Eric Ovcharski. Come on, Paul. Hey, Mr. Ovcharski, how are you?
How you doing?
We just had, we have a few questions for you about the league and such. Paul, who looks like you oddly, will be starting. Paul.
All right. Last year's CBA didn't have a championship, didn't have a playoff, and it was canceled. What is your opinion on that, about what happened last season?
The reason that they didn't have a championship was because of the seniors last year who were running it. Mr. O'Brien and Mr. Obelinas did not do a good job of running the league, and I think the experience that
Do you mind if I write that down and give it to them?
Yes, you can. But I believe the experience I have running Abington Ballers Commission and now stepping up to the big leagues of CBA, I think the league's going to run very smoothly. We're going to crown a champion, and we're going to have a nice banquet at the end of the year.
So you're saying last year's senior sucked?
Yes, you can say that.
All right, he's saying that, not me. He's saying that. All right, now, I'm to understand that you're incorporating a zero-tolerance policy act for this season for CBA. Does that relate to last season about what happened?
It's based off of last year because of the quote-unquote Red Jaguar team who went out and just tried to start fights with the other teams and try to get the other kids hurt. And now, we're not looking for that because it turned kids away last year, so we're looking to bring kids in this year.
I am to also understand that you incorporated a No Child Left Behind plan, also entitled the Supplemental Draft. What is that all about?
Well, for the regular draft, there was only 11 rounds. Now, Monday in school, we had the inconvenience of kids coming up to me asking me if they were on a team. And a regular CBA rule is that all seniors should get drafted, but that did not happen. So we added in the No Child Left Behind Act, which will put kids who did not get drafted into the league. So every captain's going to pick up one more player.
Now, to understand, some of the players that have already been picked have been Evan Craig, Josh Schmertz, Goonan, Tyler Doty, Sean Berger, and the freshman Bird. You're the CBA commissioner this year. You've been the ABC commissioner. You also helped out in previous years of CBA. What's your opinion on the former runners of this league?
When you look back, we had some good kids such as the creators, Cruciani, but the couple of years, it hasn't been as good as it should be. That's why this year we're bringing in over a $100 trophy, championship medals, an MVP trophy, and we're pretty much trying to go all out this year, making it the best year.
I don't want to interrupt, but back to the No Child Left Behind. You do know how shitty George Bush did with that. Why the fuck would you bring that back?
Your rebuttal?
My rebuttal is, look at the work it's done with...
I don't really care what your rebuttal is.
Yeah, neither do I. Your team, the Jack Officeers. Tell me a little bit about them.
The Jack Officeers is, we're going to come at you hard. We got Ross Danzig on the team. Should be the junior MVP this year. We also have Pat Callahan, who will be my point guard. We have power with Nick Palucci. Throw in some spice with James Colombo and Warren Acker. But overall, I think we got a pretty well-rounded team. We got kids who are scrappy and kids who can actually play basketball.
Now, where does Mike Bemis, Sam Walker, Josh Schmertz, and Kevin Langan fit into your lineup, and what would they contribute to your team?
They will be subbing in as guards on the team. They will be shooting guards, point guards. They're going to take the ball down, hopefully get some points for us or get some rebounds.
What is this year's theme?
This year's theme is South Park Species.
Where would you rank this theme of all time about CBA themes?
It's not one of the best ones. Probably the best one would be sexual positions, but it's a creative theme. We couldn't put different names for dicks and vaginas because it didn't end out well for the other people, but who had sexual positions. But I think it's a good theme.
Who's the person who suggested that theme to you?
Probably you.
Just to go on the record there. We want to know 2009 CBA fight predictions.
Fight predictions. Definitely Dave Goldate will get in some because the kid doesn't know how to play basketball. But you're looking more towards the kids who get who start flipping out over like a little slap on the wrist. So I could see Phil getting in a few of them. Eric Martin definitely. So we should see some decent fights because we got some brawlers this year.
Now, you're having an all-star weekend. Tell us about that.
The All-Star weekend is going to consist of skills contest, 3-point contest, dunk contest, and then we're going to have 2 All-Star games. The main attraction will be the later event where all the All-Stars will play. And then for kids who did not get selected in the All-Star game, we're going to pick 8 freshmen and sophomores, combine them for one team against the upperclassmen.
What are your thoughts on the draft? It's pretty messed up so far.
Obviously the draft was fucked up. I mean, Ross Dansing going second round, that was just out of this world. But some of the picks were odd, but I think everyone got who they wanted. But we just have to see how it ends out in the season.
Now, you started out before the draft even happened, stating, quote, "I'm going to pick an all red-haired team." What happened there?
The junior trend's dying out as we speak. They should be endangered pretty soon, but there wasn't enough to go around, and some of the redheads were redheads and daywalkers, and probably would get burned if they came out.
I think you're a man that doesn't live up to his word. That's what I think.
That's pretty disgusting. Redhead kids. Anyway, being president of the league, do you think that's going to affect your team in any way?
It probably will, because I'll probably give them a bump, give my team the pass, let them
So
go.
you were going to strike your team with blunt objects to give them a bump?
No, I'm gonna help my team beat the other teams.
You're not. So you and your team are going to hit other teams with blunt objects.
Wouldn't that
I
go
did
against
not-
your
I
zero
did not-
tolerance
I did
policy
not
act that
say
you
that.
clearly stated before?
I did not say that.
What? You just took back the whole no tolerance thing. You do mean in points, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
Well, get specific here. Best team, worst team. Go.
Best team, probably Sexual Harassment Pandas. Dan Smith and Phil Del Pretty on the team. They're the 2 quote-unquote twin towers. No, okay. But, the worst team would have to be your team. Just no basketball talent whatsoever.
Alright, ABC to CBA. You used to be president of ABC, the Abington Basketball Commission,
It was Abington Ballers Commission.
whatever.
He's trying to get
And-
interview here.
And now you have taken control of CBA. How do you and your penis feel about that?
Feels pretty good. It gets hard every now and then over it. I enjoy it a lot. I don't have, right now, but when you see me Monday, Tuesday nights usually when the week opens for CBA, you'll be there.
Your drug and alcohol policy, what is your feeling on that?
Well, we have, Pat Griffin will be running that. Now, every week we will have urine tests and a
Where
breathalyzer.
are we getting the money for that?
That is for me to know, but we are going to conduct some of those, just so our league stays clean.
Okay, and last question. If you could be any animal, what would it be?
I would not be an animal. I'd rather choose to be.
Now you're just dancing around the question.
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, Eric Kacharski
On the hot seat.
on the hot seat, and we'll be right back.
How long was that?
Paul, we've reached the end of our very first show, but before we go, we are going to go
On to the website, www.ca009.webs.com, and it will be up and running every day with all the latest news and updates for the 2009 season.
with a red pipe.
How about that one?
So, Pete Noggin team fucking sucks. It's actually stacked, except, he's a fucking idiot. He's so gay. Oh my god. I can't believe that kid's a